What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado2121. Mike is at Mike Mercado2333. And our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. And Mike is at Mercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox.
Welcome in, friends, to this special Sports from the Couch here on the Mercado Airwaves Network. I'm your host, Mike Mercado, and we are here to break down the Manny Machado signing to the San Diego Padres for a 10-year, $300 million deal, and how exactly the White Sox didn't land this superstar baseball, once-in-a-lifetime, generational type of player, and everything that's kind of been the fallout since yesterday afternoon. And yeah, we wanted to take a little time before we jumped into the podcast. We wanted to see if Rick Hahn, if Kenny Williams, Jerry Reinsdorf, any of them had anything to say, what exactly Manny Machado's camp had to say, and kind of what leaks went on. We got a bunch of reports from Ken Rosenthal, from Bob Nightingale. Rick Hahn went on a bunch of different radio stations here in Chicago and talked about, what exactly went on. So we have a couple things we just want to hit on. And, if you missed it, you could go on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333, our Facebook page at Mercado Airwaves, on Twitter, twitter.com/Mercado Airwaves. We posted a reaction video to kind of just get our initial reactions out there because, wholeheartedly, I was pretty disappointed. Everybody who's ever listened to Sports from the Couch here, anything on the Mercado Airwaves Network, you guys ever watch any of our live film videos, you guys can see right behind me, usually at the Master Control Room, is all my Cubs stuff. I'm part of a season ticket package. Like, outside of radio, I'm a diehard Cub fan. But I felt pretty bad for a bunch of my friends and colleagues and, people in the business, because it would be a great story for them to cover, that Manny didn't sign with the White Sox. And there's a lot of things to be angry about. And yesterday, I think a lot of it had to do, too, as a Cub fan, I'm pretty angry at the fact that you have the owner coming out here saying they don't have money to spend and defending his racist father, which it's not even a thing about defending your father. I get it. Like, you're going to defend your old man, but just kind of the words he used and everything that's happening with Addison Russell, it has not been a good offseason for Chicago baseball teams. And this just compounded that yesterday. And I think what really bothers me the most is how much they wanted to land this guy. And I started thinking, I'm like, why did it bother me even beyond the baseball thing? I'm not a Sox fan, but at the same time, like, it's a good story for me to cover. There's a lot of passion and heat behind it, and, it's great for stories for the next 2-3 weeks before baseball really starts. But then I started thinking, well, why does this seem so familiar? Why is this all just kind of some weird deja vu? And, of course, it's one of those things that kind of smacks you in the face, almost, in plain sight, kind of like that documentary. Wait a minute. The same ownership of the White Sox is the same ownership of the Chicago Bulls. And there's a lot of weird similarities about little things that they do, that they say, that leaks out, that people perceive to be the truth, that happens not only apparently at the United Center, but it's happening at Guaranteed Rate Field. And there's a few, tweets and quotes we're going to get into in just a little bit, but I think that's what really just kind of shook me to the core, is that, it's not just a Chicago Bulls thing. It's a Jerry Reinsdorf-led thing. I mean, Kenny Williams and John Paxson, you're talking about two executives in two different sports that, at least, with Kenny Williams, he won the World Series with the 05 White Sox, right? But, the White Sox haven't been in the playoffs in 10 years. 10 years. This is coming from a Cub fan, right? They haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years. While that's going on, the opposition, the same team that you don't want to make trades with, the same teams that you use as fodder for why you're a second market team, has gone to 4 straight playoffs and won a World Series, has some of the biggest names in all of the sport, is literally changing a neighborhood in your own city. That stuff matters. That's all optics. Whether it's reality or whether it's just fandom or just narrative, perception becomes that reality. And that's what I noticed after this Machado thing. And the people out there saying, I know how it is to be. See, I understand because I'm in podcasting and radio and media. I get a little jaded, so I don't, these things don't surprise me. I'm not so loyal to a team or players. It's more one of those, I get business, I get money. But for any of you White Sox fans who want to portray this idea that, we don't want him. He was about the money. Yeah, first of all, he was about the money. He's worth the money. All right, if somebody's going to pay you $300 million, who are you to tell them not to? If your boss right now, when you're walking into Kohl's, says, hey, here's $300 million for bagging those clothes, you're going to take it. Or if Target tells you, there's no loyalty when it comes to that. Shut up. And that annoys me right there. Like that he should take less money to play for your favorite team. No. He should play where he's going to make the most money. So, I'm not going to use that against him. What I will use against this whole narrative that people will put on him is that he was all about the money. He was the best scenario. And guess what? If you're the White Sox, and this is what I said yesterday, I've been saying from Jump Street about any of these free agents in baseball. Get your man. If that's the guy you want, go get him. If you're working at a Fortune 500 company or a little mom and pop shop, if you see somebody talented that's going to help you make money, that's going to help your brand, that's going to take you to a different level, get your man. Get your person. Get that talent and bring them onto your team. It's not hard. This is not some weird revelation that I'm just coming up with right now in the studio apartment. It's common sense. Get your man. And then, let's just say you live under the assumption somehow that being in a Chicago market, that you're a low market, mid-major team, right? Then make a better offer. Put it on the table, metaphorically and literally. Put it on the table. Let them see. No. We're the big dogs in town.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado2121. Mike is at Mike Mercado2333. And our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. And Mike is at MMercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
How are
buddy?
you, sir? I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on.
Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support. And this is what upsets fans the most. The San Diego Padres are the exact same organization as the Chicago White Sox. They have just as good of a farm system. They have just as many talented players in the majors, but they're a rebuilding team. And you got fleeced by them because they were willing to give the man, the talent, the revenue-driving player what he wanted. The White Sox did not do that. And because of that, whatever rebuilding process they were going to try to accelerate with Manny Machado has now taken such a step back, or at least has slowed down so much. You know you got a superstar coming up with Eloy Jimenez. You know that. Dylan Cease is going to be a stud pitcher for the White Sox. But those are not guarantees. I know what Manny Machado is. So I want to get into a couple quotes. So obviously this broke with Ken Rosenthal breaking it with Jeff Passan and a bunch of the, I think it was ESPN, Sports Illustrated, a bunch of different networks were breaking it up. But why don't we go first with Ken Rosenthal's tweets. Sources: White Sox offer to Machado was 8 years for $250 million, a higher AAV than he would receive from the Padres. Total value of a deal with incentives and vesting options could have been well north of $300 million. Second source says total value of White Sox offer could have reached $350 million if all options were vested and every incentive was reached. But Machado, as believed all along, wanted the $300 million guarantee. And then Bob Nightingale would then also tweet out the Chicago White Sox final offer to Manny Machado was an 8-year, $250 million guarantee with $35 million option in 2027 and a $35 million option in 2028, making the potential total worth of $320 million. The options years vested with 550 plate appearances the previous season. So and Rick Hahn says it a little bit in the statement that we read from Rick Hahn in just a little bit, but you weren't close. We knew since November that he was looking for a $300 million deal, right? But this is what's crazy, right? If you were willing, they say that the incentives were really easy for him to get there, the options, and if you were willing to say that he was going to make $350 million, why not just give him the $300 million? If you're going to pay the man $350 with petty incentives, just pay him the money he wants and get your mans. And then there was this new report coming out from Bruce Levine that they didn't want to give him a player option, that they don't believe in that philosophy as an organization to give player options. That sounds awfully familiar to the same team in the West Side, doesn't it? So then this is Rick Hahn after all the news broke of Manny Machado. Rick Hahn, general manager of the Chicago White Sox. We should be proud of the aggressiveness and creativity for our offer. First of all, the last thing I want to hear when you're trying to get a superstar talent is creativity on their contract. You penny-pinching cheapskates. Get your man, which we were told was not only extremely competitive, but if reports are as accurate as reported, was superior and was ultimately selected in certain ways. So, whoa. You're telling me, from what we already know what the contracts say, you're going to tell me with a straight face that it was more superior? What's more superior? Let me just say, $250 million guaranteed or $300 million guaranteed? I'm not a smart man, but if somebody's telling me you can have $300 million for sure or $250 million for sure. I'm pretty sure the 300's the better deal, right? Am I missing something about math? Isn't 300 greater than 250? What, you mean I don't have to do some arbitrary 550 plate appearances? What if I twist my ankle at 549? And you know, people will say, well, the White Sox are, no team is petty enough not to pay somebody. Have you not met the Reinsdorfs? Have you not been around Chicago with the organization that is the Bulls and the White Sox? So no, I don't blame them. Hahn would continue. That said, this is free agency. The players have worked extremely hard to get to this point, and they have choices. In the end, deals of this length are extremely complicated with various moving pieces. We were aggressive in trying to balance the length of control, the upside, and the risk and the flexibility a contract like this would provide. In the end, we filled a very compelling offer. So, let me get this straight. You were worried about a team and contracts that don't exist 5 years from now over a player that's going to help you, win now? Well, that's the ultimate, slap in the face. And this is what upset me about the Cubs. You're worried about contracts that don't exist yet. You're worried about something that isn't real. 10 years from now is not real yet. What's real is right now. What's real is this window. So if you're somebody like the organization like the Cubs, who just came off a World Series a few years ago, was just in the NLCS, was just bounced early in the playoffs, they've made runs, right? This is your window. I don't want to hear about 10 years from now. I want to hear about what are you doing to win now. The whole point of bringing in competent people is to build a solid foundation for the future and to be able to win when the window is open. The window is open now. How often does a 26-year-old superstar become available in the middle of a rebuild when A, you don't have any money tied up to anybody and one of the best farm systems in the game? Inexcusable. It is unbelievable that they could say this with a straight face. And you know what's really frustrating about all this is how much they wanted to get him. They really wanted to get Manny Machado. That was their guy. And they just couldn't do it. They just could not pull the trigger. You know what really bugged me is seeing words like creativity. What are you being creative for? It's money. Get it done. Get it done. How can a simpleton like me know, all right, this man wants 10 years, $300 million. He does. You don't have to be some brainiac to understand, well, why would I want to have to earn this extra cash, to go through your hoops to help you save money, opposed to me just getting the money I've earned? And I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised by the way White Sox fans have reacted to this. I thought for a fact White Sox fans were going to be on Rick Hahn's side. I think fan bases have a real weird loyalty, and they'd like to tell playoffs to screw off. They do that. Very fickle sports fans as we are. But no. The big conversation all offseason was if the White Sox didn't land Bryce Harper or Manny Machado, would fans be okay or at least take solace knowing that they were in the table? I don't think so. Why would they? Why would you want to be the bridesmaid every single time? Very upsetting. Very upsetting as a sport. Just not only as a sportsman, but as somebody who kind of just saw this whole offseason go the way it is. And for it to come down to you just didn't want to give them the guaranteed money. That's all it was. You didn't want to give them the guaranteed money. You did not want to play ball. You did not want to play ball in 2019. That's fine. But don't lie to me and tell me that you had a more creative offer, that it was a more superior offer. It was a more creative and superior offer for you, not for Manny Machado, and definitely not for your fan base. We'll be breaking this down more here on Sports from the Couch here on the Mercado Airwaves Network. Where will Bryce Harper land? And here's the thing. I mean, maybe Bryce Harper ends up as a White Sox. I don't know. And stranger things have happened. San Diego just got Manny Machado, right? But if they weren't willing to give Manny Machado $300 million, they're really going to give Bryce Harper $350, $370? I don't know. Manny Machado is now a San Diego Padre. The Chicago White Sox come up short. Let us know, White Sox fans, what do you think they're going to do now moving forward? Are they really in the Bryce Harper sweepstakes? Cub fans, how about you guys? This is a White Sox thing, but how do you feel being on the north side, watching this from the outside looking in, and thinking you were going to be in this position just last year? It's been an interesting offseason here in Chicago where pitchers and catchers have reported, and Manny Machado is in San Diego. Stay tuned on the Mercado Airwaves Network to find out what happens to Bryce Harper and everything that is Major League Baseball. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You can follow me all over social media. I'm on Twitter at mmercado2333. Follow the network on Twitter at Mercado Airwaves. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. I'm on Instagram, instagram.com/MikeMercado2333. YouTube.com/MikeMercado2333. Download all our podcasts at Mercado Airwaves. Like, rate, review, and share us anywhere you get your favorite podcast. We really appreciate it. You can find all our interviews ad-free and before anybody else with athletes and celebrities at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home to interviews like Becky Lynch and Orlando Jordan and so many different great stars. We've had Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. We've had Ryan Bader. We've had Henry Cejudo. We've had Olympic gold medalists, WWE champions, Oscar winners. We've had a bunch of people. Check it out at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. And a huge shout out to Munch Art Design for powering us here at the network. We'll see you next time here on Sports from the Couch on the Mercado Airwaves Network. I'm Mike Mercado.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado2121. Mike is at Mike Mercado2333. And our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. And Mike is at mmercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
How are
buddy?
you, sir? I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on.
Joining us today is director and writer David Farrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.